In the small coastal town of Seagull Bay, the sun hung low, casting an orange glow over the cracked asphalt court where the Seagull High volleyball team practiced. The team, a ragtag group of dreamers, had never made it past the first round of the regional tournament. Their gym was a leaky warehouse. Their uniforms were hand-me-downs, and their morale was as worn as the net sagging in the middle. But this year, something was different. A spark had ignited, and it all started with Kai. Kai Nakamura, a 15-year-old with a mop of unruly black hair and eyes that burned like the summer sun, had just transferred to Seagull High. Standing at barely 5'4", he was an unlikely candidate for volleyball stardom, yet Kai had a dream: to lead Seagull High to nationals just like his idol, the legendary little giant from Karasuno. He'd spent years practicing alone on a beach court, mimicking professional players' moves, his bare feet blistering against the sand. Kai's determination was a force of nature, but he couldn't do it alone. The team's captain, Riku, was a lanky senior with a sharp tongue and a setter's precision. He'd given up on big dreams after last year's humiliating loss, but Kai's relentless energy, his insistence on staying late to practice serves, started to chip away at Riku's cynicism. "You're too short to spike, kid," Riku scoffed at their first practice. Kai just grinned, leapt impossibly high, and slammed a ball over the net, shaking the rusty pole. Riku's jaw dropped, and for the first time in months he felt a flicker of hope. The team was a mixed bag. There was Hana, a second-year libero with a knack for diving saves but a temper that flared when anyone missed her passes. Taro, the middle blocker, was a gentle giant who apologized to the ball every time he blocked a spike. And then there was Mio, the quiet wing spiker who could hit with deadly accuracy but froze under pressure. They were talented but disjointed, each playing for themselves rather than as a unit. Kai saw their potential though, and he was determined to forge them into a team. Their first challenge came at a local scrimmage against Tidewater Academy, a powerhouse with a gleaming gym and a coach who'd trained Olympians. Seagull High arrived in their faded jerseys, their bus coughing smoke while Tidewater's players towered over them, smirking. Kai, undaunted, rallied his team with a pre-game huddle. "We're not here to look pretty," he said, his voice steady. "We're here to fight, together." Riku rolled his eyes but set the first ball perfectly for Kai, who soared and spiked it through a gap in Tidewater's defense. The crowd gasped. Seagull High had scored first. The match was brutal. Tidewater's blockers were a wall, their serves like cannon fire. Hana dove for impossible saves, her knees scraping the floor. Taro, usually timid, roared as he stuffed a spike, earning a cheer from Mio, who finally found her rhythm and landed a cross-court kill. But by the third set, Seagull was trailing, 20-24. Mio's confidence wavered, her serves clipping the net. Riku, exhausted, barked at her to focus. Kai, sensing the team unraveling, called a timeout. In the huddle, Kai didn't yell or lecture. He looked each teammate in the eye. "Hana, your saves kept us alive. Taro, you're our shield. Mio, your spikes are our weapon. Riku, you make us move. I can't do this without you. None of us can." His words weren't magic, but they were honest. Mio took a deep breath. Riku nodded. And the team returned to the court with a new fire. The final rally was chaos. Tidewater's ace served. Hana dug it out. Riku set a quick ball, and Kai leapt, his small frame defying gravity. The ball rocketed past Tidewater's blockers, landing just inside the line. 21-24, then 22-24. Seagull clawed back point by point until the score tied at 24-24. The crowd, mostly Tidewater fans, was now cheering for the underdogs. In the final play, Riku tricked Tidewater with a feint, setting the ball for Mio instead of Kai. Mio, shaking off her fear, spiked with everything she had. The ball hit the floor. Seagull won, 26-24. The team collapsed in a heap, laughing and crying. It wasn't nationals, not yet, but it was a start. Kai, panting, looked at his teammates, his family now, and knew they'd only begun to soar. Over the season, they'd faced tougher opponents, injuries, and doubts, but Kai's belief in teamwork held them together. Riku learned to trust. Mio found her courage. Hana tempered her fire, and Taro stood taller. By spring, Seagull High wasn't just a team, they were a force, ready to chase the impossible, one spike at a time.